I think it's safe to say that FPS games haven't been living up to their expectations. In 2021, for example, we got the Holy Trinity, a new Call of Duty, Battlefield and Halo in the same year, but they weren't that good. For years, we as FPS fans have been stuck in limbo as we struggle to find a fun FPS IP that is not lacking content or focusing on awful microtransactions. But as all hope seemed lost, our cries for help were answered. If you haven't heard, XDefiant is an upcoming arcade FPS shooter from Ubisoft. One of the masterminds behind XDefiant is executive producer Mark Rubin, formerly executive producer of Call of Duty. XDefiant is looking to be Call of Duty's biggest competitor in a long time. The game has smooth, fast movement. There's no skill-based matchmaking. 14 colourful 6v6 maps with 24 weapons on launch. They aim to possibly bring back the classic prestige system, red dots on minimap and map voting. Oh yeah, and this game is free to play. XDefiant had a very successful beta, which a lot of people, including myself, had a lot of fun on. As everyone is playing XDefiant, most people seem to be saying the same thing. This is a COD killer. That term has been thrown around here and there for years, but now that a legendary ex-COD developer is creating an enticing, fun-filled competitor to Call of Duty, this time could be the real deal. So, after the beta, we all waited patiently for that likely summer release. But we are now in September, and we still haven't got a date. XDefiant was surprisingly absent from Gamescom this year, but Mark Rubin has reassured the community that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But I think to an extent, the perfect window of opportunity is closing. XDefiant has won over a lot of people, including myself, COD fans, content creators and pros alike. So let's say hypothetically XDefiant was released ideally between July and late August, and in that time, if the game kept everyone happy with consistent communication and support from the devs, I'm sure it would be more than enough to sway a lot of the die-hard COD fans away from Call of Duty. Besides, Call of Duty has been on the decline for years. The last few games haven't been that great. Cosmetics have become overpriced and bloody stupid. Less attention is being brought to 6v6 multiplayer, which is the foundation of the entire franchise, and all of these features you see on screen created the identity of Call of Duty, but have over time been removed. So you would think that with the current state of Call of Duty, Ubisoft could release the game whenever they wanted and the player count wouldn't be affected. Well, that seemed like it was the case, until Modern Warfare 3 was announced. Modern Warfare 3 is bringing back many of their old features. All 16 launch maps from the original Modern Warfare 2 have been remade for the game, which are the best set of maps in Call of Duty history, and ironically, Mark Rubin was behind them. In a leak, there's reportedly around 50 weapons in the game, and Treyarch are also involved, and they have developed for the first time an open world zombies. Modern Warfare 3 is looking like an absolute powerhouse of a title, and it's bringing that special something to the table that COD fans like: nostalgia. So, XDefiant's competition seems to be a lot tougher than they probably had hoped, and Call of Duty isn't going down without a strong fight. With that in mind, if XDefiant was released this summer, it could have met the same fate as Splitgate, where it would be the game of the summer, blow up and go viral, but then when its competitor launches their game, it dies. And that brings me to this question: when is the right time for XDefiant to be released? Although this may be likely, if the game releases any time between now and Christmas, I think that would be detrimental. With September being when everyone goes back to school or work, so there's less time for gaming, October being the hype month for Call of Duty, November the month the game launches, and December being the month where Christmas noobs want to play Call of Duty, I think the only feasible and safe option is for the game to launch next year. Now, I am not saying it's going to take that long for the game to release, and I know the estimate is very unlikely, but I really want to see this game thrive and survive for a long time. Call of Duty usually gets a bit dry a couple months after the launch, so if I had to ballpark a rough date, I would have to say anywhere between February and March 2024. And I think for the longevity and success of the game, that Q1 2024 release window is the safest bet. I am really excited for this game, and you should be too. is that bit of fresh air FPS players needed, and Ubisoft San Francisco are working really hard to develop the most fun FPS game we've had in years. Would I like to play the game right now? Yes. Should the game have released this summer? I think so. But would I mind waiting a bit longer if they need to delay the game? Also yes. Whatever Mark Rubin has to do or decide to make XDefiant a success, I am all for it and I back him and Ubisoft 100%. Let me know what you guys think. When do you want XDefiant to be released? And what would you rather play? Modern Warfare 3 or XDefiant? Be sure to post your thoughts in the comments. With that being said, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, found this interesting, and are hoping for FPS games to return to their glory days, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Much love and have a good one. Goodbye.